Ready?
Yep.
Okay, go. I just want to do a quick two-part little series on the NAVHDA natural ability tracking phase of the test. I get a lot of people who get puppies from us who are testing their dogs, and they want to know what I do for the tracking. If a dog's going to fail the NAVHDA natural ability test, a lot of times it's because of the tracking and the release and the manner of the release that the handler uses with the dog. But in this first part, real quick, I just want to tell you what I do for a track. This might surprise a lot of people, but I don't use any live pheasants. I don't use drag around wings. Don't drag around hot dogs, any of that. You know, if you've been doing a different method and it works for you, just keep doing it. I can tell you, probably with over 40 NA dogs that we've run, I've never had a dog fail the tracking portion of it. With that said, in doing this video, I guarantee you the next NA test I do, the thing the dog is going to fail is the track. But just keep that in mind. It's worked for us so far. What I like to do is just get the dog really amped up on birds and running out in the field, pointing birds. Ideally, I like to try to get them to be steady to flush, and so that I can get in front of them, throw birds for them, and they can get their mouths on a lot of birds. All I do before the natural ability test, maybe a week and a half before, is I will do like 2 or 3 drags with a live pigeon or a live chucker. And all I'll do is I will lay some feathers on the ground, take a live bird on the end of a pole so I can keep it off to the side. That's not to keep my scent away from it, because if I had a 20-foot pole, that's still just one great big track he's following. It's just so I can control how the bird is skimming across the ground. So I'll lay a pile of feathers down with a live bird. I'll just walk a straight line out about 50 yards, and then I'll pick that bird up and I'll lay down a fresh dead bird. I'll walk back and I'll bring my dog up and we'll do the track. The only reason I do this is because I want to get them over that pile of feather syndrome where they just go crazy. If you don't do any kind of track before that, a lot of times when you take a puppy up to a pile of feathers, they just lose their head and they start eating it and playing with it and jumping and spinning around. But if you do a couple of these before, it's like it helps them get over that pile of feather syndrome. So all I'll do is I'll release the dog, and a lot of times they won't find it. They'll start running off and doing whatever, and I'll just walk down the track slowly until the dog keeps crossing over it, and he'll come across the bird. And then I praise him up, good boy, and I run all the way back to where I had released him and take the bird from him. And like I said, I might do maybe 1 or 2 more of those, and that's it for the track. I don't release pheasants. I don't do any of that. My idea is that if you get the dog crazy enough for birds, versatile dogs, they're naturally just going to want to follow a track, or they're going to want to follow the scent to a bird.